I'm about to go live.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Eagles Halftime Live. The Eagles are up 14-10 on the Arizona Cardinals. We're breaking down our top takeaways, what it all means heading into the second half. I got my man James joining me today. What's going on, James?
What's going on, brother? That was a little bit shaky first half, but overall, hopefully we can bounce it back and all that.
Absolutely. We're breaking just down our top takeaways on Jalen Hurts and how we think this second half is going to look. We've got Barry in the house saying the boys better tighten it up. The injuries on the line are killing us. You had Jordan Mailata out before the game. Landon Dickerson gets hurt. Jason Kelsey goes down. You got my man Cam Jurgens, who had a dominant preseason. But man, let's start about that because you look at this Eagles offense. I mean, it's been solid. But Miles Sanders only has 6 carries for 15 yards. Jalen Hurts is getting it done on the ground. But that's kind of been the storyline here. The Eagles aren't getting it done on the ground at all today, but we've seen a lot of quick, short passes from Jalen Hurts for the most part, especially to Dallas Goedert, to Devontae Smith, which I liked. But just quick thoughts on the game so far.
Yeah, it's the injuries are a little bit concerning a little bit. I think Mailata and also I think Landon Dickerson went down with an injury. It was a little bit concerning. And then I saw Kelsey go out, and I was like, oh, crap. Hopefully we don't have to deal with any more injuries on that offensive line. We're already decimated as it already is with the with Mailata being out, and also, and like I said, Landon Dickerson. But hopefully the injuries are not as bad, maybe. But hopefully down the road, it won't be as bad.
Yeah, this was kind of a tale of 2 quarters. Because the Eagles really came out strong in this one. You look at the first quarter, Jalen Hurts was 9 of 12, 104 yards, a rushing touchdown. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert were going crazy. The Eagles were 8-4 on first downs over the Cardinals. The Cardinals only had 47 total yards, 1.8 yards per rush heading in to this. And then what I saw, at least from your end, I want to hear what you're in, because I saw kind of Jonathan Gannon take his foot off the pedal in the second quarter. I saw Hassan Reddick all over the place in the first quarter. Then we kind of saw the Cardinals adjust. A lot of no-huddle, up-tempo offense. We saw a lot of the Eagles defense kind of struggle with that just a bit. They're still in the lead here. They got the ball starting out in the second half, but what kind of changed in your mind?
Yeah, it was a big I think the concerning part about it, too, is with Jonathan Gannon's bend don't break kind of defense that we talked about back in week 2 was I was worried about, but then it looks like he adjusted to basically to become a better defensive coordinator. But overall, I think you have to do is just have to avoid Hollywood Brown. Is he's been a big target all game, along with the former Eagle Zach Ertz as well. But I think the one thing that you have to do is have that same philosophy that you had in the first quarter, and move it on into the second half.
Yeah. Daniel says, need to run the ball more. We need to get more turnovers. They got 1 turnover by Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. That was a great pick. Jalen Hurts got bailed out big time. That should have been an interception, but the ball hit the ground. We have Joe in the house. Thanks for joining, Joe. Says the Birds need to put more pressure on the quarterback, adjust to that no huddle. We just talked about that. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts through the game. First half so far, 15 of 22, 140 yards. He does have 2 touchdowns on the ground, both quarterback sneaks. He has 9 carries for 36 yards. Any quick thoughts on Jalen Hurts so far?
Well, I mean, I think the thing I looked at it too is that he looks like he's going to be basically going to be the quarterback for a little bit for a while, and he's like showing that he wants to stay here. And I think the one thing I liked about what Jalen did in that first quarter was like the smart plays that he didn't do last year is like you see like when he played like there's like a play to his left and he actually found a target to I think it was AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. Last year would have thrown it out of bounds, and I think this time around he's actually seeing the ball and also seeing the field a lot more than he did last year.
Love it. Yeah, I see. It's really this game has come down to boil it down simply, third downs. You look at the first quarter, the Eagles for the most part had a lot of third and shorts, whereas Kyler Murray truly struggles so far this season and today on third and longs. That kind of flip-flopped the last couple of possessions. Jalen Hurts kind of got in a funk. You had the Jason Kelsey injury. You saw him almost take a sack. It was an incomplete pass on a third and long. If the Eagles can continue to kind of get yards on first downs, second down, and continue those third and shorts, continue that time of possession control, I think they're going to be okay. Like, any quick thoughts heading into the second half?
I think the one thing you got to do is in that second half is you have to adjust with the defense. I think the defense was a little bit rusty towards the end of the first half, and I think the one thing they have to do is go back to the playbook like they did in the beginning parts of the first quarter. And I think that's the biggest thing I take out of that is that, and also running the ball will be, and also don't let up with the no huddle offense. I think they have to adjust to that for sure.
Offensively, I want to see more AJ Brown. They clearly are, the Cardinals defense is clearly probably bracketing AJ Brown or probably forcing the Eagles to throw more to Devontae, because we saw that a lot in the second quarter. But AJ Brown had 3 catches, boom, from the jump, 3 catches, 32 yards. They didn't really go to him at all throughout the rest of the first half. Devontae got most of the touches. I want to see more AJ Brown. The secondary of the Cardinals don't have anybody that can match up with AJ Brown in his size. Let's see what Joe says. Cards seem to be selling out with blitzes now with injuries to the line. Got to give the left side a little help. I fully agree, man. That left side was supposed to be the true strength of this Eagles roster with Jordan Mailata and Landon Dickerson. That size, that meat over there. That really sucks. That really hurts this team for sure. Now, Jason Kelsey doesn't help at all, of course, even though I'm really high on Cam Jurgens. Offense is doing fine. Defense needs to bring more pressure for sure. That's kind of what we saw. Kyler Murray is a quarterback that struggles under pressure. 9 of 36 on the season when blitzed or pressured. I think we're going to see Jonathan Gannon do that more and more here in the second half. So if the Eagles can stay disciplined and not miss 4 tackles on a crossing route up the middle and give up touchdown like they did here in the first half, I think the Eagles are going to be fine. They get the ball again in the second half. I still see the Eagles pulling away in this one. Any predictions for the second half?
Well, I mean, the other thing too, we got to stop James Conner because he's looked like he's taking that like defensive line apart. I think that's the one thing I could take out of that first half, and I think the second half adjustments. I think what they have to do is get off to a good start in the go down the field and go get a touchdown or field goal just to break the ice a little bit and try to break it a little bit more as the night rolls on.
I agree. Joe says injuries are hurting them. They will adjust. If I see it, Nick sees it. That's the kind of the biggest strength of Nick Sirianni is that we have seen is that he adjusts. And that's been a weakness in years past for the Philadelphia Eagles. Anything you want to plug, man, before we wrap it up and head into the second half?
No, just hopefully it'll be a better second half than it was in the first.
Love it, man. Guys, we will be back. We'll be back when the clock hits 0 for Eagles Postgame Live. We'll see you guys then. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Barry, for all the comments. We'll see you on the other end. Stay awesome.